All right, game number one in between Falcons and Hit and Run. The Chinese team coming in with that 277, then quadruple 60 TP, a singular 50B, and the mouse.
Yeah, Hit and Run jumping on in as well with double 277 IS7 triple mouse and a CS63. So a bit of a heavier lineup coming through. I guess you could argue for Hit and Run, though, by bringing that CS63, they do pull back a bit of the HP. But triple mouse on a map like Ghost Town, you always love to see that. No complaints at all.
All right. Yeah, triple mouse definitely a oh lord he coming moment, as we do see the HP currently 500 roughly in favor of the team in purple here. That has come all the way from Europe to represent their region, and now Falcons, the only remaining representative for the Chinese server in the upper bracket, trying to just stay there. Triple heavy tank by Hit and Run getting committed fairly soon towards that A line, towards that northern part of the map. Double 2771 IS7. It's going to be Kubash, Never, and Pyo that are going to be making their way. And, you know, 3 heavy tanks, that's a big commitment in 77.
Yeah, certainly is. They haven't been spotted just yet either, but they will pull up short. Obviously, this is screaming a 1-flag offensive from Hit and Run. They're not interested in the 2-flag at all, and the fact that Falcon hasn't really spotted anything on that southern side of the map, nor really on the southern side of the town, should be starting to indicate that that is more or less what Hit and Run are looking at. And so HR is going to go up over the top, see if he can get a shot in here. That one not quite going to connect. A bit of a toughie. Obviously takes a little while for the 60 TP to reduce that aiming circle.
And the mouses here, they don't really care. They just waltz on forward. Fender here with that Emmerich and down towards 940 HP bears the brunt of the punishment. And all of a sudden, Minairos and Conrad, they have found Ansha a bit out of position. Reflection with that 50B trying to come as well to assist. But Ansha being pummeled from the back, from the front. That is not going to be what he wants, as the overpush on the A-line coming into full effect as well. Monster in that CS63 has joined back up. Yes, HR is still full HP. Yes, Conrad taking a beating, but that is a chonker of a mouse. Conrad still alive.
Yeah, that's a very, very dead mouse, and for Hit and Run, they're going to turn their attention now to HR as well. Sure, some cross shots can come across here over onto the 3 Hit and Run heavy tanks pushing over the top. There is no doubt that HR is going to be dropping at some point. Kubash will try to keep as much of his HP as possible, but you'd think that HR will at least get one more shot in here before going down, though. I wonder whether or not he's going to be given the opportunity to fire that at Kubash, or if he's going to have to. Yeah, probably could have, maybe.
Low roll also coming out, so Kubash is going to be staying alive. 6 guns still on the board. Conrad has fallen in the meantime, but Marcel tanking it out against Jiangshan, and that mouse DPM is just brutal. And at that point in time, if you're so close, you're going to not be missing a lot of shots. Marcel, though, getting set on fire from the backlines coming in. Robin, Hit and Run all of a sudden with less HP here. The tank's kind of even. They do have Kubash on very low HP. They're able to keep him in the game, and there's crossfire opportunities that are going to be coming in from Never. But Hit and Run on their attack of Ghost Town, they need to slow down the game and take the outside angles, especially with Monster with that CS63 as well.
Yeah, Monster and Never in particular are going to be 2 really key players as the rest of this game unfolds. Never because there's a huge chunk of HP for Hit and Run dedicated to that one tank at the moment. He hasn't taken any damage at all. Monster, obviously, CS63, quite mobile. Kubash, we'll see whether or not he's going to even be able to have an impact. It's not a bad firing position, and certainly a safe spot for him to be in at the moment, but Falcon will be well aware that there's someone sitting up on the A4 hill and unlikely to allow that to come into play. So you might even almost consider this one a 4-on-5 for Hit and Run to try to negotiate.
I mean, the saving grace here for Kubash, obviously, that basically it doesn't matter if you have 12 HP or full HP, the gun is still going to be effective regardless. I think the biggest thing that we need to mention currently is that the playmaker for Hit and Run, Monster, he's on 1500 roughly, and that is, you know, a 1 clip for that 50B. Reflection starting to rotate in that 50B just now. If he does the perfect 4-4-4 clip, then Monster would be gone. We do see Reflection getting spotted out. Monster is going to be calling for help, and he needs that help if he is supposed to survive against that 50B. Reflection obviously cannot continue currently, but that is going to take a lot of map control away from Hit and Run.
Yeah, I don't know that there's anyone really in much of a position to help Monster out there, so as a result, he's just going to have to back off, electing not to take the free shot onto the 60 TP of Otto, rather trying to keep himself and his presence hidden.
Oh, Reflection coming around the corner, does not get spotted for this one. Is Monster going to take the shot is the question. Very good trigger discipline on the Polish player here. And now we can see Robin starting to get committed in. Good shot by Piotr here, but he does reveal himself in that cap. The possibility for Reflection, to come in with the resets. Robin coming out with the flank, does not connect his snap. And now Monster with that CS63 from the sidelines going to start farming. That means that the HP, they have equalized, but Piotr gets picked up.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Hit and Run. He tried to get off the cap as quickly as he could. It wasn't fast enough. There is going to be a trade though. Never taking down Fender, and what I really want to see is Never in that 277 getting into the mix. You need to be using that HP as a resource. Monster in the CS63 now definitely under pressure from Reflection, who does only have 3 left in the clip, so might not actually have enough damage to finish that CS63 off, and that would definitely be a problem for Falcon now, because that CS63 might even be able to find the angle to finish off the 50B. All that.
No, it is Never from the sidelines, from downtown, that is going to pick up the 50B. Robin now trying to get rid of the crossfire angles that Monster has available. Never taking aim, taking a swing with a hit. Monster, another good shot into Otto here, who's looking himself at Minairos. Monster there trying to play ring around the rosy with Robin. That does put another good shot into Never, reducing him towards a one shot, but the 60 TP completely blown out of the water. And once again, we do see a Polish team with the cohesion that is just unmatched, unrivaled, just with the sheer willpower to pull through.
Yeah, a minute and a half left. There's no way Robin is going to be able to survive here. Look, a couple of bounce shots going off for that 277 and Hit and Run. There's some low HP tanks there that they do not want to throw away, but even in that case, 669 for Never, 1470 for Minairos. You'd have to imagine that will be more than enough to get it done. One shot in from Robin, who actually gets the finish onto Never with the ram.
We have seen Hit and Run in this situation before, actually, 4 versus 1, and they managed to throw it against a team that is called poor. Surely not this time. 50 seconds available, and there is someone called Minairos that is starting to make his way. We do see Robin here with the problem of having to turn his turret to any kind of point available. Does get the good connection, but it is going to be the mouse into nothing less but the cupola. Hit and Run with a miraculous 1-0. All right, round number 2, Hit and Run looking to extend the lead to a 2-0, doing so with Piotr in the ISM. Then we have a singular mouse, triple FALCONS. That's a lot of firepower plus double CS63.
Well, you got double 60 TP, double IS7, double mouse, and CS63 to round it out on the behalf of Falcon. A lot of super conks, like you said, not something that you'll get every day of the week on Ghost Town, and also double CS63, so really looking to control the outskirts, not just the town.
I mean, yeah, I mentioned a lot of firepower. That S-Conk gun, yes, the alpha kind of low, but everything else about it, what's not to like? Good gun handling, good DPM, good pen, just everything you could like, and that is a very interesting opening by Opur right from the get-go. I think we might be in for some action, because that triple CS going towards that northeastern side wasn't spotted. Yes, the IS-7 was, but nothing else. So now Falcons are actually driving into something that they don't know is there. It is going to be double CS plus 1 IS-7 against 1 CS and double IS-7, but the problem is that that is more HP for Falcons. The problem for Hit and Run.
What a bait! What a bait! Okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I've spoken a little bit too soon, because Piotr, he was trying to bait. He really was. He was trying to get Falcon to dump over onto him. Well, I tell you what, he's kind of achieved that, but he's also given up a huge chunk of his HP in doing so. So this will start to get a little bit messy for Hit and Run, and we once again have to look at that individual prowess to try to bring this game back. But I tell you what, that did not start the way that I thought it would.
Man, when the CSs have to start tanking for the IS-7, you know that a lot of it has gone wrong. Hit and Run are trying to recuperate on the rest of the map, but now Falcons in full approach here in the A8 positions. They're just going to drive in and finish off Hit and Run. Once again, you can see beautiful shielding going on by the team in purple, but I don't think that against this amount of HP by Falcons, it's going to be enough. The first kill coming through. Monster, the team captain, dropping to the grave. The call of Piotr as well. well, getting sent to the garage, and Marcel as well, down, out, followed by Kubash. Falcons, they did get beaten in game number 1, but oh my, are they on a roll here in game number 2.
Yeah, what an absolute mess from Hit and Run. They are not going to be happy with that one. If they were mad after round 1, they are going to be very, very disappointed with round 2. I don't think this is a salvageable situation. 3 on 7, but they're going to have to give it a crack anyway. Conrad, Never, Monairos. Not the kind of tanks really that you'd want in the clutch either. Certainly not the Mouse. I guess you can make the arguments for the Super Kongs given they have high DPM, but realistically these are not playmaking tanks, and it's really just not going to happen. Like, who am I kidding at this point?
Nah, Hit and Run just overthinking it here absolutely, completely. Once again you saw the good shielding coming out, but when the tactic just gets absolutely hard countered, this is what you're faced with. 7-0 clean sweep, and you can see the home crowd is loving it. All right, map number 2, game number 3, Hit and Run versus Falcons. Hit and Run coming in with that 277 triple BZ75 and the triple CS to round it off.
Wow, it's another triple CS for Falcon, double BZ75 and double IS7. So as Cliff sometimes tends to be, you might expect this one to be a pretty quick round. There's a lot of pace on both sides. They want to go somewhere fast, and I kind of like that. I think we're going to get a high-octane game. Follow that on from what we got to see on Ghost Town. I don't feel like either of these teams are going to be pulling any punches, and when you run triple CS63, surely you want to be going somewhere quick.
All right, any kind of subtlety, any hint at subtlety being dropped by Hit and Run here, all tanks towards the middle. Although I do believe, already looking at the minimap, that double CS is getting split off around the hill, so a bit of cover fire, crossfire potentially coming in for Falcons. It is the single ISM being split off. Ansha HR driving towards the donut with their double CS, so that is CS versus CS on the hill. We'll have to see if Robin is able to connect that one. No, the speedy mode is gonna say no to that one.
It just happens, doesn't it? It's unfortunate. Looked like a sure thing, but we'll go straight into the dirt, and in the end, both CS63s do manage to make the climb, but Monster, having copped some damage on the way up, is going to make the 1v1 a little more difficult.
I mean, Piotr driving into the house there, but now the overpeak actually coming in from the double BZ75 from the upper side. Good shots coming in, but from the donut, the punish is there onto Neva and Conrad. The Hit and Run tanks needing to be careful, currently trailing a little bit in the HP department. And now Robin coming in with that CS63. He's going to win the hill fight as HR gets an Ignite.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Robin will have to be aware, though, that there can be some cross shots coming across, but I will say this is not looking good for Hit and Run. They are being out-brawled by Falcon now 2 rounds in a row. Monairos, 850 HP, needs to be very careful. Obviously, Never getting low, and Monster at the top of the hill. It seems like a matter of time before Robin will pick that kill up. Never mind, it was Never at the top of the hill to help out. And so Robin is back to 779. But
well,
in having to do that, they have to send 2 tanks up the top of the cliff, and Hit and Run bolstering the defense on the top side, but giving up units elsewhere.
Robin there with that crucial pickup, and now Never on the hill is not going to be able to catch Robin if that one doesn't want to. We'll have to wait and see. The roll may be coming through. No, it does not. And now Never is going to get the pickup, but Falcon still with the crucial HP advantage now, starting to collapse on towards the tanks of Piotr. That was just burning here down towards a one-shot. Is he going to make it around the house? Let's see, as Piotr does get picked up by Fender, and Kubash now, the next one on the chopping block, does get another shot into Ansha. Ansha is going to be able to retaliate, so Kubash will get the pickup. No, it's going to be Marcel, but Kubash down towards a one-shot will not be able to stay safe. Hit and Run down towards 2k HP. 5 tanks available, but make that 4. And Falcons, they have HR. Still, the human resources department is going to send all of the Hit and Run players to the garage.
Yeah, a full HP CS63 at this point in the game is going to have so much freedom to roam around the map and do what he needs to do. 1.8764 Hit and Run total HP, and it's about 5.5 for Falcons, so you can all guess where this one is going to be going. Hit and Run, they are getting beaten at their own game. They have wanted to play this sort of aggressive style, this faster paced style. You saw that based on the tanks that they brought into this game, but for Falcon, they're more than happy to take that dance.
Oh man, HR, he's taking his sweet time, and now the problems are mounting for Hit and Run as HR comes from the back. Reflection with the pickup onto Marcel all but confirms the victory for Falcon here, for the Chinese team that for the first time in the upper bracket semi-final are going to pull ahead as Reflection gets the pickup. It's 2 for Falcons and 1 for Hit and Run. All right, round number 4 in between Falcons and Hit and Run. Falcons looking to extend that lead, bringing a singular BZ, triple IS-7, triple CS-63 once again.
Yeah, much heavier lineup from Hit and Run this time around, just the double BZ-75, but have a look at all the IS-7s rounded out with the Bat Chat. So Falcons, they want to keep that same kind of playstyle. They want to go fast. They want to take map control. Ooh. Hit and Run, on the other hand, going to be a little bit slower to move around.
By the way, Jordan, we have a total of 7 IS-7s in this matchup that are running Grousers. Let's go! As we do see the initial split-ups of the quadruple IS-7 for Hit and Run getting sent towards the 1-2 line, everyone else going middle, and for the team of Falcons, it is actually 5. Make that 6 tanks, as Ansha also driving towards the 1-2 line, and now double tank at the stone is going to make it kind of difficult for the team of Hit and Run, as they do just pull through here. Piotr, Never, Marcel, they're just going to keep going in those IS-7s. The Grousers really enabling the mobility. They're going to sandwich the tanks at the stone as Minaris and Monster from the top side going to come in. It's going to be a brawl in the 1-2 line.
Where is the focus fire from Hit and Run and from Falcon? Well, it certainly looked a little bit better from Hit and Run initially. All those shots went into the CS-63, but it's actually Conrad that will drop first. Very shortly after, Robin will follow. We're back to the 6-on-6, but I'm actually impressed that Falcon was able to get the opening pick there.
Yeah, exactly, and now Neva and Piotr trying to hold the angle, trying to, with the focus fire against the tanks that are starting to overpush. Fender, the one to bear the brunt of the damage. Never here, down and out, maxed out. Minairos down and out, 5 versus 6 tanks here, and the Falcons with the HP disadvantage, as one of them was apparently set on fire, but is still a neck and neck as another gun drops for Hit and Run. The effective DPM for the Polish team just crumbling in front of our eyes.
Yeah, Piotr is a dead man walking at this point. There's just no way that IS-7 survives. Otto's going to win the 1v1 against Neva as well. Has such an advantage on the HP pool, and well, you'd have to look at the rest of the squad to sort of pick that extra deficit back up. Sure, Hit and Run have some health to play with here, but they are about to be down another tank. That shot went into the gun, I think.
Yeah, and now Never here down towards one shot. He doesn't have the reload against Otto either. Has to hunker down behind this house. Somehow has to make one more shot count. Is he going to do it? Yes, he does, but he does get picked up in turn. It's going to be Otto with the 5th kill for his team, but still the HP neck and neck, but actually 4 versus 2 advantage, and also Hit and Run at the end of the day as the dust of this 1-2 line brawl settles. We are still left with the fact that Hit and Run are attacking.
Yeah, it's definitely still losable for Falcon. If they throw this one away, it would be a painful one to lose, but you'd have to say Falcon are in the pole position to pick this one up, to be sure.
Ooh, Kubaj and HR spotting each other out. Not sure why HR didn't react sooner on that one. 675 possible one shot now for that big alpha gun of that BZ-75, and you can see Kubaj here trying to play a very, very dangerous game. Does not connect that one. I think that was just the outskirt, and now Reflection here starting to drive around Monster with a proxy spot, but obviously what goes one way comes around the other one. That is basically all of the information of where the Hit and Run tanks just given up towards the team of Falcons.
Yeah, this is very classic of Falcon, though, when they find themselves in at least a perceived advantage on the defense. They're not going to move. We saw that against a couple of teams yesterday. They want to just bunker down, sit in spot, and essentially force Hit and Run to come to them, which can be a good way of playing things out, but similarly, you're also kind of leaving the onus on your opponents to play the game out the way that they want to, and I would say, again, it's not impossible for Hit and Run to win this if they can drive in and potentially blow up Fender and HR in their first couple of shots.
They need 2 rolls. They need the roll onto Fender, they need the roll onto HR, and even then Oh, Monster there, though, starting with the play, boosting towards the stone. That is a play and a half from the player from Poland, from the team captain himself. He only takes one, takes two for it, 1600. A big shot coming out, but it is not going to be the roll that he needed. But the fact that Monster is still up, that means that HR now has to try and drive around, and I think that the BZ from the upper side, he also
dies to Kubash,
has
right?
a shot as well. HR surely gonna fall to Kubash soon here. We can see Monster eyeing himself a bit of that IS-7 here, starting to aim in. Does not get the roll either, but now in come... Oh, there's the pickup onto HR. Reflection driving over. That is going to be a 3-shot onto Monster. That's why Otto is driving. Now Kubash coming in from the other side. Good shot by Monster into Otto, but Kubash doesn't have to reload. This means that Monster is probably now going to take one from the front and from the back. This is problematic for the team of Indo, because surely Monster must be dying now, as he does. Only Kubash remaining. And now Kubash coming in here, trying to pick up Fender. He needs to get away from Reflection, from Otto. They're both of them are reloaded now. He's probably going to take one surely, but low roll 508. It is a 50-50 whether he's going to die next shot.
I mean, in theory, he should still survive, right? Assuming the roll is true, so he can kind of gamble that he's going to at least be able to eat one more shot here, which is not really going to be enough to make him feel safe, especially considering Reflection at the very worst case is a 2-shot for Falcon. I think they might have just done enough here, the Chinese squad, to eke out a 3-1, but that was some really touchy moments. And a couple of bounce shots, a couple of missed shots from Falcon have certainly made this one closer than it ought to have been.
Yeah, I mean, the pressure definitely on here for Kubash in this 1v2. But honestly, at this point in time, he's going to be driving in towards stationary guns. He can't even be sure to survive one of the shots by Falcons. He does see it, but he only sees the turret, and obviously Otto now having the notification that he's spotted. He's going to realize roughly from which angle that was the case with 1 minute and 47. Anything and everything that is remaining for the players of Falcons is just to hunker down and wait. Play the waiting man's game. Let Kubash do the mistakes.
Yeah, they're feeling a bit tense, though. You can see in the player cams there, they're looking a little bit nervous, a little bit anxious. It's always a little scary when you get that spot notification and you don't get the info yourself.
I mean, a backwards side-scraping IS-7, that is a blast from the past. And now Kubash does get spotted. I mean, low roll coming out, but does it matter at this point? No, of course not, as Reflection is going to reload. Kubash cannot commit in here anymore. He knows that. And at some point in time, I mean, as soon as Reflection gets unspotted, he might even try to close the distance here, as Kubash takes a swing, takes a miss. Otto starting to peak. And yeah, they're not even starting to risk it anymore. Reflection still with the broken engine. Does he have a repair kit available? No. Doesn't matter. Same answer.
Yeah, indeed. The time's going to tick away, and Kubash is not really going to be able to do too much. I guess Reflection will get the killing blow right here for his side. That's as easy as it's going to be. Falcon go up 3-1.
Possibly the last round here in the upper bracket semifinals. Hit and run, trying to stay alive in just that. Doing so with triple 60TP, 705A and triple CS.
Yeah, fast lineup from Hit and Run there with the triple CS, but then again for Falcon you'd have to say the same thing. Triple BZ75. They like to get their movement on. IS-7, couple of them, E5 and a mouse out to finish it off for Falcon. What though triple CS63 is going to get up to on the defense?
I mean, triple CS63 are going to go towards the middle, and if that opening by the team of Hit and Run is anything to go by, then it is in your face. We want to brawl it out. We want to bring the hurt to you. But on the other hand, by the team of Falcons, we see that they're opting not to go towards that middle. We see 8-9 and 1-2 line commitment.
Okay, so I think this is what the Chinese casters were talking about when they said on the attack of mines, the Chinese teams, they do not mind a two-flag push, and obviously the double IS-7, one of the better tanks to be setting up in that department. Great hold down. Sometimes difficult to get the reset shots on if they're playing in that exact position.
All right, Minairos there in that 705. Now we know why he is there. He's supposed to be in the hold down. He's supposed to be supplying the resets. And now Otto and Reflection here driving over the 8 line. That is unexpected, to say the very least. And we see Kubash and Never scurrying to help Monster there in that CS63. Another shot from the third CS coming in. Good shot by Monster, not taking one in return. Kubash is going to go in towards the DBM duel against Otto. Probably Never also scurrying closely, but the cap is still going.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point that I want to make. Hit and Run, they're dedicating a lot of their forces to finishing off Reflection and Otto here, but they also have to be aware of the cap. There's 3 tanks there. Yes, you're able to get some resets onto Ansha, but that is a mouse in front of the double IS-7, and the IS-7s are the 2 tanks with the cap points. So at some point, they're going to have to get a reset elsewhere, and that comes from Piotr in the CS63 from behind. It's a massive brawl, multiple skirmishes all over the map, but I've got to say, I think at this point, Hit and Run, they're looking good to hold on.
Hit and Run indeed looking good as Otto trying to boost away from danger. He's gonna get shot down though. 2 unanswered kills by the side of Hit and Run. And at this point in time, the resets also firmly secured. Falcon there with a cheeky attack on the attacking side of Mines. But honestly, at the end of the day, yes, there is still 5 tanks remaining for the team of Falcons, but it is still Mines attack, and you know, to be honest, you can try to be cheeky there. You're never realistically supposed to be winning it. So, yeah, Falcons trying something. It didn't work out. And now Hit and Run are faced with the prospect. I mean, Falcons still in it, still 8,000 HP, so they're trying to, you know, sort of stabilize the round. They are trying to get the cap going again, but realistically, there shouldn't be a way for them back into that.
Yeah, just a little bit too much mobility for Hit and Run. I think in particular, Piotr getting around the backside in the CS63 is really what brought Falcon unstuck, because the only thing keeping them in that fight was the cap pressure. As soon as the cap pressure is relieved, it's like they sort of turn off the waterfall essentially, and Hit and Run are now more than happy to just take a chill pill. Falcon, I think, are going to slowly but steadily find themselves falling out of this round. There's still 5 minutes on the clock, can you believe it? But it's fair to say this round is already over.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can try to see Fender here to do, like, you can try, you can see him trying to do anything is what I think I am trying to say. But yeah, HR now driving over towards the island, like H1, J1. Realistically, it's not going to change a whole lot at this point in time. Hit and Run, double the HP. Once again, cap does get started, but that just means that Ansha is just exposing himself towards Minairis in that 705A. Actually, kind of interesting coming to think about it. Normally, you would expect like a 277 or an IS-7 in that position, just because they also have the quicker reload. And if you try to get those reloads with the HE, then it doesn't matter what kind of caliber it is, you're gonna be doing damage anyway, and that means the reset. But yeah, overall, you could say Falcons with an attempt that did not work out. I don't think they're going to be too unhappy about it. I don't think the team of Hit and Run is, or were at any point in time, particularly concerned about how it was progressing, because they found the right reactions. Yeah, in the end, Hit and Run still with the big, like, this round was never the one where Falcons were supposed to close out the match. It still is the problem for Hit and Run that they now have upcoming their Mines attack.
Yeah, I mean, in saying that, I guess there's, excuse me, a little bit of momentum here for Hit and Run off the back of a very strong defense on Mines. How much that will help them on the attack, I have to wait and see. Yeah, like that little pocket strat from Falcon. I do wonder how things might have changed up had they not committed the double IS-7 into the defender spawn. I could understand the idea, but ultimately it did just sort of feel like they got themselves stuck in a bit of a crossfire, and might have been a little bit more beneficial just sitting on the mid-hill, potentially causing a little bit more pressure onto those tanks in mid. Trying to keep the cap pressure on. Not sure. Either way, has not worked out for Falcon, and we are getting a bit of a slow and painful death here on Mines, it has to be said.
I mean, realistically, I think both teams already not really talking about the round anymore that they are in currently. They're just trying to go through their check boxes for the next one that's upcoming, for the next one that is, I think, actually probably going to decide. I mean, you know, Monster there, the team captain, styling a bit on towards the enemy BZ here. I think he was picking up HR with a good little cheeky Cupola shot, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter here. It's just target practice for both teams. Just trying to keep their hands warm probably on that stage, as Never gets the pickup onto Fender. Jiangshan and Robin remaining on 1900 HP combined, make that 1260. 2 minutes remaining, the siren announcing it. But yeah, Hit and Run are going to get a bit closer once again. It's going to be 2-3, but a mountain, a mountain on mines to climb for them. The last game of the series, it's Falcon trying to lock in the spot in the upper bracket final and trying to do so on Mines defense with quadruple BZ75, a singular E5 and CS63 ×2.
Double BZ75, double IS7, IS4, CCTP 277 to round things out for Hit and Run. So changing things up a little bit. IS4 is something that doesn't get picked up all that often. They must have a plan for it. I wonder where it's going to end up.
Ooh, so both teams from their defensive sides are going to go towards the middle. And if Hit and Run have to do it, then this is going to be a prime opportunity. 1k more HP for them. Good connection into Robin, good connection into Ansha, but that means that the hill control has now switched in favor of Falcons. Yes, they are a bit low, but now the quadruple BZ75 in that middle. We'll have to wait and see. Does Hit and Run go for the overpush? It seems to be that way as Marcel gets pushed out of the way by Never.
Where are the shots
commitment coming in, but the damage is not coming up to already down towards 1800, but that wasn't a good salvo by Hit and Run.
No, I don't know if it was great from Falcon either, to be quite honest with you. I think they bounced a bunch of shells as well, but Never down to a one-shot. I've just seen a shell go over his head. He's eventually fallen defender. There is a quick trade coming through, though, from Hit and Run. This is a good old-fashioned mines brawl. Exactly what you like to see. 58 HP for Piotr is very nice, assuming you can get one more shot off, which won't happen. But Falcon, they're hanging in there. They're fighting hard. It's 4-on-4. The trades are coming through. Hit and Run have the health advantage right now.
Hit and Run with the health advantage, but the DPM advantage there for Falcons, as they do have those CSs. And the question is for Hit and Run, who do we focus fire right now? Jiangshan with that 1500 HP BZ. The easy focus fire coming through for the team of Falcons because Kubash is low. Now Jiangshan down towards 916. Kubash getting picked up because before he can do another shot of damage, Jiangshan down towards a one-shot. Conrad needs to pick that one up in order to win the match, but we'll have to wait and see as Ansha is coming in from the backlines. Monster with the shield, meaning that Conrad is going to stay alive. Will Fender be able to pick it up? Conrad with another shot in towards Robin. That is lauding from the hill, pouring in that DPM. Ansha down towards 80, but that means a lot of DPM will have to be wasted on towards that CS. Monster going down towards a one-shot. The kill coming through, but Robin from the hill able to get the pickup. And 2 versus 1 here. Minairos has got to do it all in the upper bracket semis.
It's not over just yet. Let's see if Minairos can clutch this one. Oh, the shot went into the gun. The shot went into the gun. That surely is going to be it. Sealed and dealed. Hit and Run down to the one remaining member, Robin and Fender, to keep this one alive and in fact seal it for Falcon. And there's no doubt about it now, 734 HP. It's going to be the 1-2 punch from the BZ75 and the CS63 to finish this one off. Fender, bit of an antsy shot. But still, Robin will slide one more through.
And the low roll coming through means the CS can peak. And Falcons are gonna lock in their spot in the upper bracket final.